I grew up in a small steel town by the name of Coatesville, which is in between Philadelphia and Lancaster in Pennsylvania. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago where I would be today, it definitely wouldn't be here sitting in a wheelchair. It would have been playing professional football. Loved playing football growing up, was a high school athlete, went to college to play football, and met my wife Tara while we were in college, and soon after that we were married with our first son. I eventually found a job in Holland, Michigan, and we remember having someone tell us that West Michigan is very beautiful. So we took a leap of faith and from Pittsburgh, where we were living, moved to Holland, Michigan. We packed everything up and we were gone. I started work at my new job 3 days after I left my other job. Shortly after moving to Holland, we noticed some behavioral things with our son, our oldest son, and soon after we had doctors telling us that he fell into the autism spectrum. And then I started to have some problems myself. I had some health issues that I was concerned about. I had problems with my bladder, and that enticed me to go see a doctor. At that point, it was a chicken with their head cut off. It was a race to find out what was wrong. And eventually, after believing that it was a prostate issue, I ended up going and having a CAT scan done of my prostate, which showed a lesion on my hip bone, and had surgery for that to have a biopsy done. And it was good. It was benign. However, the surgery put me into an attack, what was believed to be MS. So we were on a progressive path with the MS. A couple years passed after I had it, year and a half, and I was no longer walking. We had just moved to northern Michigan after a job promotion, and I was no longer walking, and we didn't know what we would do. And we continued to just live by faith, put our trust in God and keep moving along, and whatever happened, happened. We continued to go on and have more symptoms and have numbness and pain and slurring words and not knowing what was going on. Eventually, I was referred to the University of Michigan Health Center with their MS clinic there. And after that, as soon as I got in there, we started talking with the doctor at University of Michigan, and she immediately thought of Devic's disease, or Neuromyelitis optica. And at 32 years of age, scared beyond my belief, I have 3 children. I had, things to do. I had beaches to go with my kids, and I didn't want to hear that I had this disease, and this disease was going to cripple me. It was going to put me in this chair for the rest of my life. And it was hard to see people around me hurting because I was hurting. And as a father, I think that's the worst thing that can happen. And at that point is when I turned to God, and I turned to my faith to be able to help me through, to walk beside me, to get through and not believe what the doctor said. By leaning on, the Word of God, it has taken me to the point where I don't want to believe anything but His words, and believe that He can heal, and believe that He is doing this for a purpose, and whether this purpose is to raise awareness for Devic's disease, or whether the purpose is to help other people that have this illness or other illnesses along the same lines. It hurts to hear that I'm not going to be there for my daughter's wedding It hurts to hear that I'm not going to be there for my son's graduation. It hurts to leave a family behind when I'm supposed to be there with my family. Throughout the progression, to hear my kids say, "Is Daddy gonna die?" It hurts. I hope to see my family. I hope to see old age with my wife. I hope to be there for grandkids. I hope to be there for college graduation. I hope to be there to walk my daughter down the aisle.